Hello, Julie here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, it's freebie day again today. I am sharing a freebie that I've created for the Out With A Bang collaboration. So this freebie is it blends lovely with my Gladioli kit that I have created for the collaboration, and I'll put links in the description box to everything. The kit, the freebies, all the collaboration people. There's a discount code for the full Gladioli kit, and there's also a link to Mandy's kit and a discount code for hers, which is the same discount code. Okay, so I'm just going to flip through this, then I'm going to go and cut it out. In point of actual fact, I'm going to have a go at cutting it out on my scan and cut, so that'll be something that I haven't done for a while and I've forgotten how to do. So this is 6 pages, and there's 2 pages of journal pages and 4 pages of ephemera. So this is our first ephemera page. This is a library pocket, so that folds up and back and behind, and then this is the library card to go in it, and then I've put some whale tail tabs on there as well. This one is a file folder, or file, what do you call it? Folio pocket. So it's got the gusseted pocket on there, and I've also got an envelope. Then I've got a couple of plain pockets, like they are gusseted, but they're just the plain straight pocket. And then I've got 6 oval labels on there. You can print these, of course, like 2 to a page, so you get smaller labels, smaller pockets, all that sort of thing. I have got a page that's got 3 small tags on it, and 2, 4, 5 large butterflies, 5 small butterflies. They're the same butterflies, just smaller, so you can layer them on top of each other if you wish, or you can use them separately. And then for the 2 journal pages, I've got a background page, which is a nice neutral page that you can sort of use for anything, creating embellishments and whatever with that. And then I've got this one here, which has got the nice neutral background with the pink gladiolis on it. Okay, so that's my freebie for this week. So what I'm going to do now is go and cut it out, and then I'll come back and we'll create something using the pages, and I will have, by the time I come back, I will have put all of those embellishments together, so you can see what they look like. Alright, I'll be back soon. Okay, so I've cut them all out, and I have 3 of these tags. I have inked around everything, but I haven't backed them with coffee dyed paper or anything as yet. I will also stitch around everything, but I usually just do that when I'm ready to use them. I just cut them out ready, and when I have a spot for it, I will then decide whether I want to leave it white on the background or whether I want to put coffee dyed paper on it, and what sort of tab thing I'll have on the top. So that's the 3 nice and colourful tags. So you can still decorate these. I don't need a lot of decorating because they are so pretty already. You know, you could just put a little label down here and perhaps a bit of lace or something like that. Then we have the library pocket. Now this one, I haven't stuck this one up because I want to stitch around it, and I will also stitch around the library card, but I haven't backed that one yet either, so still not sure whether I want to leave it white or whatever, but I have inked the top half of that, so I probably will put some coffee dyed paper on that. So that goes in there like so, and then these wrap around the outside and get stuck to the outside like that, creating our little library pocket, and that just pops in and out. We've got an envelope, pretty envelope. You can put a Velcro dot on that to close it, or you can leave it open. You can stick it down on 3 sides so you've got a pocket behind it. All sorts of things with envelopes. Envelopes are my favourites. we've got 2 standard pockets. So these are gusseted pockets, so they give you the opportunity to, you know, fit a reasonable amount of pieces in the pocket. So that's those 2. And we have this little file folder style pocket. We have some whale tail tabs. I think there's 6 of those. So depending, you can print, of course, you can print these full page, you can print 2 to a page, so on and so forth. This is the size they come out if you print full page. We've got some oval labels, so these are an assortment of plainish ones like that. So you could stamp on this and decorate it a bit. Some nice plain ones. And then we've got some with some florals on them as well. I mean, you can still decorate that, or you can still stamp on it as well, but yeah. And then we've got some large butterflies. Now the large butterflies and the small butterflies are the same patterns, just the different sizes. So I've got a fairly neutral one there. Nice pink and yellow. Yellow and neutral, mauve, and pink and mauve. So they're the same in the smaller size. So let's go have a look what size they are. So this one is a fraction under 1.5 inches, and this one is 2.5, so near enough to 2.5. So that's all the embellishments in the kit, and we still have our 2 sheets of journal pages. So I'm going to now go and sort myself out, and I'm going to come back and make something with these 2 pages, or at least one of them. Alright, I'll be back soon. Okay, so I have used this piece and I have printed an image from the kit on the back. So it's easier if you're going to do this if you've got a double-sided print. You can use a plain print on the back if you want to. It just means that you'll probably have to cover that up. I might do one of those as well, but I'll do this one first. So this idea came from Corey Damon. She was one of the collaborators, and I think she was on day 7, but anyway, I'll put a link to her description to her video in the description box so you can check it out. But I'm going to do it here. This is very similar to, well, it's exactly the same as she did. So okay, so what we have to do is, first of all, we have to fold our paper in halves lengthways. Okay, then we fold it in halves sideways. Now we want to try and make sure we get our folds nice and neat, lined up well, like so. Okay, so now we've got that. This is going to be the inside, this is going to be the outside of our pocket, of our booklet. So, because I've folded this in halves, of course, half of it's up the right way and half of it's upside down, that's not going to matter. You won't actually see this. So now you fold this way, so you fold that in to that previous fold. Not overlap it, just to it. And try and make sure we've got everything lined up nice and straight. Fold that, and then we're going to do the same with this one. So we're going to fold that up to there, line it up, just meet, don't overlap, and then fold that down, like so. So then we fold this back onto itself, like that. So now we can burnish our folds. At the top we've got, and it's open, okay? So we've got this on the inside This is our front cover, that's our back. Right, so now we're going to fold our corners down. So take the top layer and fold it so that this is the point and this comes along the edge like that. So we're getting, basically we're getting a 90-degree fold back like that. Then turn it over and do the same on the back. So bring it right down from this corner. So we want that corner right there, and we're going to follow this line down here so that we get a nice 90-degree bend here. So this is a 90-degree angle. This is of course 45 degrees, but here we've got the 90-degree and here we've got the 90-degree. Okay, now we can open this out and fold those folds that we've just done in the other way, like so. Okay, now I'm going to ink this. And I'm going to glue this piece down. And I'm just going to use a bit of glue stick to do that, because I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and stitch it. So I'm just gluing a little bit of glue in there just to keep that in place while I stitch. If you're not going to stitch, you want to glue this down completely. Like so. Okay, so now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to just stitch along here and along here. Okay, so I have stitched that. I've cut that a bit short, I think. Anyway, that's stitched, and now we have that. That's our front. Now we're going to do the same thing with this second flap. So we're going to try and aim for the 90-degree bend here. So that looks about straight to me. You can make this as wide as you like. You can fold it over more, you can fold it over less. Doesn't make any difference. Now I'm going to use this point here to try and make sure that I get this one folded at about the same point. And try and make that straight. And fold that back like that. Okay, so now we're going to fold that piece over onto that piece over and have a look at that, and we'll have a look and see if we've got closely matched here and here. That's what we're aiming for. Now this is actually the back of the printer, the printed paper, so if you have printed single side, this is going to be white on yours. You can then, you know, cut a piece of pattern paper to fill in there and decorate, or you can ink it or whatever you like. Now, next thing we have to do is the same thing here. A little bit of glue, ink, and sew. If you're going to sew, don't sew if you're not. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on there to hold it in place, so that I will go and sew. Okay, I'm going to ink that and across here. I did stick ink along there, but I'll do it again. Okay, so I'm going to go and sew and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched along that. Now you want to check that all of your things, all of your edges line up. If they don't, now's the time to straighten them up. Once you've straightened them up, then I have inked around mine. So if you're an inker, now's the time to do that. Now our next little trick is to glue this little section here. I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. So just from that crease along there and fold that back. So it's just that first top section that's being glued down. And do the same on the other side. This is optional, you can leave it open if you want to. That would give you a wider pocket there. That's like that. So now that's stuck. Put little clamps on that. Now we're going to attach here and here. So we're turning that into a pocket. So across there and down the bottom. We can clamp that if we want to. I do have some of these little clamps in my Etsy shop if you're looking for some. Now, along the bottom and up the side. And attach that. I'm using art glitter glue. That does not take very long to catch, so yeah. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment. Right, now this flap here, we're going to put like a binding over here. So you can leave that flap if you want to, but I'm going to glue mine down just to be on the safe side. If you don't want to, put a binding on your seam, so to say, well then you definitely have to glue this piece down. If you're tossing up whether to put an edge on your seam, well, on your fold, well then, you know, you may not need to glue that down. I'm gluing it down just to be on the safe side. Okay, so that's our little folio, or little folder. And let's see if I've got something. I've got a tag here, so we've got a pocket there. We've got a pocket there that's not as wide as this pocket. And then we've got a pocket at the top. Same on the back. Pocket on the top, pocket on the side, and a pocket in the front. Okay, now in here, Corey put a little notebook, which I thought was a great idea, so I'm going to do the same thing. You can leave it blank if you want to. You might want to just put like a couple of little pockets in there and put little bits of ephemera in there. But I thought the notebook was a great idea, and I've got this paper out of a book. It's I thought the colour went quite well with it, so I'm going to use this. Now you just need to work out what size your paper is, so I'm going to just allow a bit less all round, so just say 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, and I reckon if I cut that to length, and then I might just, yeah, see, if I just take a smidge off of that, well, let me measure how big that is. That's 100, so I reckon I've got enough to get 2 here. Let's just cut that one off. Now, if I just take a smidge off, so I'm just taking that fold off, really. So you can see how much I'm taking off. Not very much at all. I need to take a little bit more than that off though. Okay, so now I've got 4 pieces of paper here. You can do as many pieces as you like. I don't want it to be too bulky, so I'm just going to go with the 4. I'm going to fold those in half, like so. Burnish that down, and we can see that that fits in there pretty well. Actually, I think I might just take a little bit of the width off. It's just a little bit long. So I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch off. May have overtaxed the old trimmer there a bit, I think. Might have been a bit too many pages for it to go through, but we got there in the end. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go. You can see that fits in there nicely. Right, now you can staple this in. You can use your pamphlet stitch, 3-hole pamphlet stitch, or you can sew it in with your sewing machine. And I'm going to go and sew this in with my sewing machine. It might help if you clamp your papers into place. If you're going to, well, no matter what sort of, how you're going to attach your pages to your little folio, it's probably a good idea to hold them in place with something. Okay, so I'm going to go and stitch this in. Okay, so I've stitched that in. And now we have our little notebook in our little folio. Okay, so now I'm going to use this washi, which is like an old gold, and I'm going to add that to the seam. I'm going to cut that straight to start with. Then put that at about the right length, a bit longer than I actually need. This one's quite sticky, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to add some glue along here. Now we don't want it too thick, otherwise it will take up too much of our pocket space. And I'm going to pop that on there. Like so. Now this is of course completely optional. If you're happy with the look of the stitching on your fold, then you know this is not necessary. I just think it's a little bit of decoration, something a little bit extra. And I'm going to actually trim that down a bit because I don't want it coming over that far. And I'm going to trim that off to the right length. Okay, now I'm going to add some glue to this and fold that over. And there we have a little binding on the edge of our booklet. Okay, so we have a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here. We've got 6 pockets, plus a notepad. So I think that's really cute. Okay, so I've folded another one up to this stage, with a single-sided print, right? So there's nothing on the back. So if you're using single-sided paper, this is what you're going to end up with here. Well, you've got a couple of options. You can leave it white if that suits what you're doing. You can ink it, so you could just ink that whole area. Open that up, ink just below this fold line, and you'd be fine. Or you can cut a piece of pattern paper and just pop that in there like so. So I've just cut it to size, and then just fold that over like that, and no one will be any the wiser. So there are a couple of options for using single-sided paper. I'm going to just ink on this one. So you don't have to ink that far down. I think I've got the right place, yes. So, however deep your pocket is there, is how deep you'll want to come down with your ink. It's not a hard job, so don't be skimpy with it. That's one way of, well, that's probably the easiest way to use a single-sided paper. You can use all sorts of paper for this. I mean, you can make one of these out of just coffee dyed paper. There we go. And of course, you just proceed here as you would for the others. So I'm going to go and stitch this. I have inked that one down. I have glued them down. So now I'm going to ink all around everything. Because it's white, you do tend to see, even the slightest little bit that you're out. So I'm going to ink all around the edges, and then I'm going to sew it, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've finished this one off. Now, this is the one that was double-sided printed, so I've done the other options on this one. So this was single-sided, so I've inked this centerpiece here. I have not glued that section there down, so now something full size can fit in there, same size for there, and let's see if I've got another one. Yes, so that can also go there. So I've got 3 full-size pockets this time on the front. Okay. And the back. I didn't glue that part on the back either. So I've got 3 full-size pockets there. This time I stapled my little notebook in. I've used graph paper or grid paper there. I have got one of these fancy staplers that twists out so you can fit any size paper underneath there. I got that from, I can't remember whether it was Amazon or Temu, somewhere like that. So it was reasonably priced. And on this one I have not put the washi tape on the seam, on the binding. So they're the two variations that you can do, or you can do as many variations as you like. You can, as I said before, you can also put pockets in here if you want to. That's something I haven't done on either one. So yeah, so you just cut yourself a piece of paper, put your little divot in, stitch around it if you wanted to, and attach that there, and then you've got another little pocket. You do that front and back if you want to. So there we go, there's the two little booklet folios, I suppose, folio booklets, I don't know what you'd call them, I'll have to check. Multi-pocketed journaling book is what Corey called them, so that's what I'll call it, multi-pocket journaling book. So there we go, I hope you've enjoyed that video. Don't forget there's a playlist in the description box of all of the projects that have been uploaded so far, and that's updated every day, so that will continue to be there, well, forever actually, but it will be added to each day for the rest of the month. Alright, well thanks for joining me. These are great. I think I might go and make a few more. Yeah, okay. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.